Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Hakodash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and Shalom to the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved under Bava Kalab for the GMS UK London Forecasters Camp. Background of a lesson to help edify those of which I spoke of. Forgive me. This is going to be a lesson going into something that's very common. Excuse me. Something that's very common among our people, especially of the Southern Kingdom. Particularly among Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. But it affects all the tribes. Basically, it's skin bleaching. So here's an article that I was reading about it. It says skin bleaching is terribly popular and takes a terrible toll. This was published on March the 25th, 2025. It says Susan Anderson, age 52, sits in the corner of a sunlit waiting room at a dermatology clinic in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Dark patches of skin dotted with brighter pigments surround her eyes and cover her cheeks. It used to be much worse, she says, scrolling through pictures of her face on her phone, taken more than a year ago, when the blotches were raw and parts of her skin seared pink. Doctors who first saw her said it looked as if she had first-degree burns. The first time Anderson used a skin whitening cream was 12. She was 12. Her stepmother gave it to her but didn't tell her what it was for. She never explained it to me, she says. I just felt it was a normal cream and I was using them. I was naive and I was vulnerable. The changes were subtle, but her skin lightened. Within a few years, she moved on to a stronger product called Dermovate. At the time, the in vogue skin whitening body lotion recommended by her friends at high school. They knew most boys in her school were more interested in lighter skinned girls. Within 1 week, I started seeing changes. I started becoming fairer than I was, she says, describing her euphoria at the transformation in her almond brown skin, not just on her face and hands as her friends used them, but across her body. The newfound attention was instant from boys who previously paid little notice. I felt happy. I felt I was looking more beautiful. Oh man, look at it. She done fucked up, man. See the picture down there. Initially, she overlooked the reactions on her skin. Freckles, blotches of uneven pigments, darkened knuckles. After she had to undergo an operation, doctors struggled to treat her as the whitening cream had eroded layers of her skin. They soothed it, but the stitches were not holding, says Anderson, pausing to gather herself. I almost died at that point. Yeah, so look what the bleaching done to her, man. This is why, you Jakes, you need to be comfortable in your own skin, man. And not always be trying to take after the ways of the oppressor. There's a scripture I want to get here. Bear me a second. This is Jeremiah 2 and verse 33. It says, why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore thou hast also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Yeah, why trimmest thy way to seek love? Trying to seek love from these other nations and even from your own people by emulating the ways of the oppressor. The Most High didn't make us to be like these Edomites. We need to be comfortable in our own skins, man, and learn to love ourselves. Reading on, it says, by her mid-20s, she says the visible reactions had become visceral as years of progressively stronger products had taken a toll. Blotches started to form and spread across her face. Friends recommended products, but they only aggravated it. I was going crazy, using so many creams that people said would make it better, but it never did. Dr. Vivian Oputa, uh, an aesthetic dermatologist, observes a lot of people don't realize how dangerous this practice has been. We've had several cases of newborns being bleached by their parents because they don't want their kids to be dark. It's just so unfortunate because of the pitfalls, the hazards, not knowing that the steroids that are used in addition to the bleaching agents, once you put them on your skin, they're absorbed into your bloodstream. They can wreak havoc and damage internal organs, your kidneys, your liver. The steroids also thin the skin, so the structural integrity of the skin is compromised. The blood vessels come to the surface, they're visibly there. Skin lightening products represents a major global industry with sales projected to nearly double to 15.7 billion by 2030. In Africa, nowhere is the practice more prevalent than in Nigeria. So, like you Judites. More than 3/4 of Nigerian women have used skin whitening products, according to the World Health Organization, compared to 27.1 on average in Africa. There's a lesser but growing use of these products by young boys and men, according to businesses in the skin whitening industry. Billboards advertising skin whitening products with images of white or lighter skinned black women are prevalent across Nigerian cities. Rooted in the colonial beauty standards, the desirability of lighter skin tones associated with higher socioeconomic status and attraction are reinforced across public and cultural life. Zainab Bashir Yal, a licensed medical aesthetician who founded a dermatology clinic, says a major challenge is a lack of regulation and the easy access to various pharmaceutical creams containing potent steroids like clobestol, propionate, are used to treat skin conditions like eczema, but they are commonly known to lighten skin as well. Some drugs should only be given on a prescription basis, but because our regulation is almost non-existent, anyone can literally walk into a pharmacy and buy skin bleaching products without any prescription and use it for as long as they want. Another challenge is the prevalence of creams, soaps, and skin whitening products with dangerous levels of potent steroids, which whiten skin tones. Exasperating the dangers is a type of use called mixing, Bashar Yu says. Two people can be using the same product, but they're going to use it differently. One may be using it alone, another person may buy 2 or 3 bottles of that product, mix it with another skin whitening product, essentially heightening its intensity. And the demand for bespoke products that are often more potent, tailored to achieve the specific skin tones customers desire, has become a key part of the skin whitening industry offers. Yeah, not much more of this article. So white, so beautiful. 29-year-old Shafai Mansour is one of more than a dozen cosmetologists at the Sabongari market in Kano, North Nigeria, the country's third most populous city and a hub for skin whitening. Several kiosks and a small cube-like stones line the narrow walkway of the market. Yeah, whatever. I think we've made the point in this. Swearing them off. Susan Anderson began treatment a year ago at DermaRx dermatology clinic founded by Zainab Bashir Yu that has doctors on staff. By the time she started, she was desperate. I was at my end by that point. I tried everything but nothing worked. Her skin had thinned and become so itchy. It was a struggle not to scratch it, and when she did, she says it would bleed. after almost 40 years of using whitening products, Anderson has sworn them off since February of 2024. It was actually very hard because when you stop, you go back to your normal way, the way you looked before, but even worse. That's the judgment of the Lord. And once you stop, your skin becomes darker than its original tone, and then it takes a while for it to return to your natural tone, says the dermatologist Dr. Aputo. They often become frustrated and go back to the bleaching. Within a few months, Susan Anderson's skin tone gradually reverted back to what it used to be, but unevenly pigmented and thinned. But a year on, the improvement has been uplifting. I'm so grateful, she says. It's still difficult, and I'm not as confident as I was, not going to parties or things like that, but at least I feel better in myself. Yeah, man. Now, let me get a few precepts on how that's not a desirable look. If we go back to Numbers chapter 12, when Miriam was cursed with leprosy, what was said? Let's read this account. Numbers 12, and Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. And they said, hath the Lord Yahweh indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And the Lord Yahweh heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And the Lord Yahweh spake suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, Come ye out, ye three, unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. And the Lord Yahweh came down in the pillar of a cloud, meaning a chariot, and stood in the door of the tabernacle, and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, Yahweh, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches, and in the similitude of Yahweh shall he behold. Wherefore then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. Here's the point. And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. Now, what was said about Miriam at this point was it said, Thawade Yahweh Bashim Yahweh for making Miriam more beautiful? No, the complete opposite was said. It says, And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. Read that again, there's the point. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. That's referring to Esau, because if we go back to Genesis 25, Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord Yahweh was entreated of him because of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord, meaning that she went to consult a prophet. And the prophet said, And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Here's the point. And the first came out red all over, because his blood shows forth through his skin, like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, which in the Hebrew Esau means wasted away is he. So that ties in with the precept I read in Numbers chapter 12 about Miriam being described as being one who is half dead, where their flesh is consumed when they come out of their mother's womb. You know, that's the Edomites thing. You know, every nation's got their thing. And, you know, we as Israelites need to learn to embrace our own look and stop envying the oppressor. Let's read that precept. Let me get that quickly. Envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. You'll find where that is. This is Proverbs 3 and verse 31. Proverbs 3 and verse 31 says, envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. That's what you Israelite women need to learn to stop doing. Stop envying the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Because as I said, you know, Edomites have got their thing going on. You know, the Most High gave them that lack of melanin, so their blood shows forth through their skin. He gave them, you know, that yellow hair, the thin stringy hair that has no volume to it. But he gave to the Israelite women, you know, melanin, you know, stronger bodies overall, you know, woolly textured hair for some parts. You know, there's some tribes that don't have the woolly textured hair. But, you know, whatever you've got, you know, take pleasure in that, because the Most High has made you to be you. But unfortunately, because of, you know, the curses and, you know, Jake wanting to escape the curses, a lot of times they think that by emulating the oppressor will somehow give them a better quality of life. So like that woman who was bleaching her skin, you know, she thought she'd have a better quality of life if her skin wasn't as dark as it was, which is a sad thing, man, a very sad thing, you know. Jake need to learn to love themselves. Let's get one more precept. No, I don't want to get that one. I think this is a good one to end it on. Yeah, and I'll end it on this. This is Proverbs 3 and 31 again. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. So yeah, you Israelite women, man, learn to love yourselves. Learn to appreciate your natural hair, your natural skin tones, whatever the Most High's blessed you with. Make the most of it and stop trying to, you know, fit in with a nation that hates you, which is essentially these Edomites. You know, the Edomites hate you. No matter how light you are or how pale your complexion, in an Edomite size, you always and forever just be another nigger, you know? So, yeah, learn to love yourselves, man. So with that, once again, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of great millstone that rule well. Shalom once again to the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel, and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved, and I'll catch you on the Nexus and Lord willing. Shalom for now.